All right, guys, it's Phil with another ClevelandMoto badass bikes on a budget. And this is one of those motorcycles that the first time you ride it, you go, it just works. Everything just does what it's supposed to do. In a previous video, we talked about the Honda NC700V. That was that V-twin 700cc motorcycle that the British dispatch riders loved, and they called it the Deauville or the Dolville, but it had built-in storage. It was really cool, a fun bike to ride, and it kind of did everything really, really well. Well, here we have the more adventure-minded version of that same idea, that same concept. Well, this has that 700cc laydown motor, so it's a parallel twin 700. The motor cants really, really far forward like a CTX, and what that does is that gives that bike a really, really low center of gravity, so the bike handles super easy. This is a bike that really does feel like it weighs nothing when it's underneath you. And that might be because it actually only weighs 424 pounds. So you got a 700cc motorcycle that only weighs 424 pounds, and you know we like that kind of stuff. What makes this bike cool is it's just balanced. It's just set up really, really well, and anybody can ride it like a pro. It's a 6-speed manual transmission. It's fuel injected, obviously. We probably wouldn't be talking about it much if it wasn't. This thing's got 6 inches of suspension travel. That's a lot. And the X, you know, it's an XC, so that stands for cross country. Or maybe they're trying to hint that this is an adventure bike. They could be. But what's neat about it is it's a great platform. So, of course, from the manufacturer, it comes from itty bitty baby windshield, and we've put on some Givi boxes on the back of these things. And I mean, these are big boxes. They swallow up full face helmets like no problem whatsoever. This bike is an easy bike to own. They've built a lot of them. A lot of parts are available. But one of my favorite things about it is not just the storage on the back, but what's going on in here. What we've got in the front is we've got more storage in the front, and you can put anything in here, but it's really kind of designed to hold certain items, like for instance a lamb. It'll hold a lamb perfectly well. I mean, just as you can see, it fit right in there. But more importantly, it'll hold a full face motorcycle helmet, even a double extra large. It fits right in there. So that's a very convenient thing to have built into the motorcycle. The reason they can do that is because the gas tank is back here, and I hope you noticed that the seat held itself up. It didn't come down and whack me in the head, didn't come down and whack me in the hand. The gas tank's right back in the back of the bike. This is that high efficiency 700cc motor that Honda did, and it doesn't mind drinking low octane gas. If you put 87 octane in this bike, it's not going to be angry about it. It's pretty cool in that way. Close the seat just like that. I really enjoy this bike. I'm a big fan of it. I think if you put heated grips on this bike, you'd have a bike that could do anything in any season. Did I mention it gets over 60 miles to the gallon? Because that's kind of significant, because that's scooter mileage. Getting over 60 miles per gallon on a bike like this is pretty cool. Now, it has some things to keep the cost down. Instead of a hydraulic clutch, it does have a manual cable-operated clutch, but it's the same equipment we've seen on the CTX, and that works great. Never had a problem with it. The digital display is really nice. It doesn't have any needles. There's no analog components to this. It is all digital. And what's interesting about these 700cc CTX-style motors, these lay-down 700s, is they're not super revvy. So this bike redlines at about 6,200 RPM. So this is not a bike that you're going to be on the freeway screaming your guts out. It is actually set up to be a high fuel efficiency motor, so that means it's going to keep the revs a lot lower. Now, there's a lot going on. How much is it going to set you back? Well, this bike is a 2012. It's got about 10,000 miles on it. It's going to set you back a whopping $5,000. $5,000. That's less than a brand new Vespa 150. This is a lot of motorcycle for $5,000. So, if you've got any comments, if you're super duper interested, if you don't like my shirt, text us, email us, get in touch with us, leave us a comment at ClevelandMoto.com. If you need to call us, if that's the only way you get out into the world, it's 216-795-5580. And remember, please, ride fast and take chances.